Hi. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, you people need to tell me why I am gushing, blushing, crying, screaming, throwing up, doing the most, and trying to understand why this book is like giving me so much information that I am like, this isn't just information. This is tea. This is beef. And मैं तुम्हें बताती हूँ क्या हुआ. So, in my last video, I was kind of freaking out about how this is probably the best nonfiction, that too related to studies, that I have read. And I read to you a poem that I really liked. So right now, after just a couple of pages, I found probably the first fan fiction ever written in history. अरे तरह अगर तुम्हें फैन फिक्शन का मतलब नहीं पता ना तो you're probably not somebody who talks to me but like, girl, how do you not know fan fiction? That being said, fan fiction is kind of like a type of writing in which somebody takes inspiration from somebody else's story and adds in a little bit of this own spice of their imagination and calls it a day. Like, it's a whole new thing. So I found the first person who wrote the very first fan fiction in the history of literature, and I'm going to share it with you. So the person that I'm going to talk about is Geoffrey of Monmouth. Yeah, that is literally what it says. And he was born on 1154, not the time but the year 1154. And right now it's the which period? Anglo-Norman period. Last time it was the Anglo-Saxon period, which means that Normans, which मैं तुम्हें थोड़ी सी हिस्ट्री बताती हूँ इसकी, ठीक है. So Normans are those Scandinavian people who kind of won over France, the northern part of France, and then they took in the French literature, the French custom, cuisine, etc., etc., and then they went on to conquer British. So technically, the people residing in Britain and those Scandinavian Vikings-ish people, they had a lot in common, but at the same time, their culture was vastly different. So they did not see eye to eye. This man, Geoffrey of Monmouth, he took Celtic legends, which were passed down through oral recitations throughout generation. This bitch wrote this bitch wrote every single one of them down in a historical context. Let me tell you, there is nothing historical about it. To the point that the author of this book, who is William J. Long, goes as far as to say that he recorded everything in such minute details with a gravity which makes it clear that Geoffrey either had no conscience, which means he lacked human touch, he did not have the common knowledge that people should have, or he was just a great joker. I am not even kidding. मैं तुम्हें अभी दिखाती हूँ. He said, or else he was a great joker. Geoffrey, this man was a silly little goose. That is what he was. Because let me tell you, who thought that it would be a great idea to take. You are not understanding right now. मैं तुम्हें दिखाती हूँ. Honestly, this is the level of petty that I want to be in life, because tell me why William J. Long left this man no room to defend himself. He was it was all recorded in minute details with a gravity which makes it clear that Geoffrey had no conscience, or else was a great joker. As history, the whole thing is rubbish, but it was extraordinarily successful at that time and made all who heard it, whether Norse or Saxon, proud of their country. And if there is one thing that I understand from this is that one needs to be delusional. Because if Geoffrey was not delusional enough, if he wasn't Delulu, who would have thought that the Saxons and the Normans would be like, girl, this country, my own. These people, my own. This land, my own. And I'm not gonna let anybody fuck with it. Tell me why he was so influential in his fan fiction. And that history that we are talking about, which the book's author, William J. Long, said was rubbish, got successful to a point that there were certain writers that came after this period, such as Shakespeare, and his motivation for King Lear came from this man, Geoffrey, this buffoon. Yes, Yes, that honestly, this man is giving so much delusional vibes that I am like, if he can do it, anybody can. And let me tell you why he was this delusional. इसमें एक बहुत बड़ा सा loophole था, which I'm going to explain to you.
Right, so the thing is that they had never received literary form or recognition was due to a peculiarity of medieval literature which required that every tale should have some ancient authority behind it. Geoffrey met this demand by creating an historical manuscript of Welsh history.
Bro, the tea is making sense. Now we understand that in the medieval times, there was kind of like a peculiar rule which said कि मतलब जो भी stories होंगी, they had to have some like a historical manuscript or like ancient authority behind them. You couldn't just make shit up. But Geoffrey, my guy, he took the words too seriously. My guy was like, God helps those who helps themselves, and he made shit up. He made history up. He just took tidbits of the Celtic legends that he had heard and he just put it into a manuscript. And he called it a day. He was like, my guy killed it. Honestly, this is the level of Delulu that everybody needs to be. He saw an opportunity and he made profit out of it. I don't care what anybody says about him. He is kind of like giving. He gave us a heart attack, a panic attack, and we probably wouldn't be where we are in regards to our literature if it wasn't for this guy. This guy who was so into fan fiction that he was like, might as well write history. Literally. So, itna hi hai. And that was all about me freaking out about Geoffrey of Monmouth. That being said, yeah. नहीं फिलहाल के लिए तो इतना ही है. I don't really want to get too much into the next chapter that I was reading, which also has to deal with a Joffrey. He's in the same one, but like, tell me why the Chaucer age is called the Chaucer age, but not the Joffrey age. Because the guy's name was Geoffrey Chaucer. I swear to God, Joffreys aren't like respected enough in this society. मुझे तो almost Game of Thrones के Joffrey की याद आ गई थी, being like, man, they did this name bad. That being said, I will see you in some other video where I like give you a little bit of information, a little bit of tea, and share a lot of beef that was going on like in those medieval periods, because I have to suffer through this and you will be suffering through this with me, because why not? It's just a little bit of buffoonery. And you, my silly little goose, who has watched this video this long, मैं क्या दूँ? मैं तुम्हें दिल दे देती हूँ. Shit. Not literally. I just say shit that I shouldn't, and then I regret it. And since I have made this video so long, I don't really feel like editing shit out. So please भूल जाना कि मैंने कुछ ऐसा बोला था. That being said, I'll like see you guys after a while. Bye. I was just like doing some editing and touching up some things, and I found that I had missed something. In the book, it was also written that the writer of this book, William J. Long, called Geoffrey and his manuscript preposterous. You have no idea how silly, why is Geoffrey being slandered so bad कि मतलब उसको कोई चांस दे ही नहीं रहा है उसकी बात रखने का. बेचारे ने लाइक जो एंग्लो सैक्सन्स थे और जो एंग्लो नॉर्मन्स थे, उन दोनों को इकट्ठे लाया भाई. He kind of made them nationalists, and the guy has no respect for him. I love this kind of petty. I am good.